In this video, I'm going to cover some of the advanced functionality in the sweep command. So let's sweep away your concerns and dive right in. So when you think about the sweep command, you're probably used to taking a profile and sweeping it along a path. So for example, I have this molding profile and then I have this path. I'll go ahead and select it. And you can see how it takes that profile and it sweeps it along that path. And that's kind of what the sweep command is famous for. But there's actually a lot more to it than just that. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to show a couple different examples and some of the cool things that you can do with the sweep command. So one of the first things I want to talk about is actually using the sweep command almost like a loft. So you'll notice I have this profile here, and then I have kind of this path, like this loft path. And if I were to use the loft command, I would actually have to have other profiles, like for example, one at the end and maybe one in the middle that kind of defines the overall shape. But I'm going to use the sweep command. So let's go ahead and say sweep. I'll do the single path. What's the profile? That's the profile. I'll go ahead and make sure chain selection is turned on and select the path. And you'll notice I get kind of a weird result. Now what it's trying to do is basically just sweep along this path. And you see I kind of get some of these wrinkles in here. But what I'm wanting to do is to actually take this shape and make it get smaller as it follows along this path. And that's where this taper angle comes into play. So I'm going to just type in 2. And I can see that it actually got bigger. So I'm going to type in -2. And you can see that those wrinkles kind of went away. It's keeping the orientation perpendicular to the path. And you can see how it's almost like a loft. And even, because I kind of chopped off the corners here, we kind of have this almost like a variable chamfer going up along this sweep. And I didn't have to create another profile here at the end. We're just using a single profile, single path, and we're changing the taper angle. If I went to like -3, it would get even smaller at the end, for example. So that's kind of a cool trick, is you can actually use the sweep command almost like a loft if you're going from, a similar shape to a similar shape. The other way I like using the sweep command is to simulate like twisted wires if I'm just trying to create a realistic representation of, routing wires. So you'll notice I have kind of like a three-dimensional path right here. And then I have these 3 circles. So I'm going to go ahead and do the sweep command. Again, I'll do single path. And what's the profile? I'm going to select all 3 of these as my profile. And then I'll select this as the path. And we can see that it takes those and sweeps along that path. Well, in the last example, we messed with the taper angle. In this example, we're going to mess with the twist angle. So I'm going to type in, let's just say 360 degrees. And you'll notice what it's going to do is it's going to twist the profile 360 degrees as it goes along the path. So you can kind of see how it's twisting those wires around. Well, it did kind of a single twist. Let's make it more substantial. So I'm going to do 3,600. And now you can see that it's really twisting along that path. So it's sweeping along and twisting at the same time. I'll go ahead and hit OK. Let's go ahead, just for fun, let's add some appearance to this. So let's make one of these wires white, one of these wires red, and one of these wires black, so you can kind of visually see what that looks like. So it's a really quick way to create twisted wires. And what's really neat about this is if I turn on my sketch, I can actually, edit the path and the wire will update accordingly. So you can kind of see how that works. It's a pretty cool little trick. Okay, the next example is sweep with a guide rail. And this is a real world example. I was helping a customer with a billiard pocket. So and there was this weird curve on the inside where the ball comes in and it kind of helps route the billiard ball to kind of come toward the center to go down the rail. And they were trying to figure out how to create this particular shape right here. And we ended up using sweep with guide rail. So here's the same kind of example here. I have that vertical curve, and then I want it to follow this curve here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the sweep command. And I'll leave it with a single path for now. So what's the profile? That's the profile. What's the path? I'll turn chain selection off because I only want this front edge. And you'll see what it did. It took that profile and it swept it along that path. But we now want it to use this back edge or this back profile to kind of help define the shape. And that is, if I go into this type, instead of single path, you'll notice the other options that we have. So I'm going to go to path with guide rail. So profile is already selected, the path is already selected. Now I'm just going to say guide rail, and I'm going to select this here. Now you'll notice I get an error message, can't calculate sweep. Now the reason for that is because the distance is set to 1, and it's basically going all the way to the very end. If I start to drag this back a little bit, you'll notice it instantly updates. So I'm going to over exaggerate so you can kind of see what's going on. So it's taking this profile, it's following this path, and then it's using this other path as the guide rail. Now, as it's going along the guide rail, it's doing this right here. It's called profile scaling. So it's actually using this edge to help scale the model. So you can kind of see as I go near the end how this edge is getting smaller and smaller. And we can see the distance is like 0.93. If I were to set that all the way to 1, that's where it ends up failing. So I'm going to go to like 0.999, and you can see that works. Now the other thing with this is it only does like half of it. It's basically going from here to the end, so I would have to mirror this. So just heads up on that. Okay, now we have a couple options here. We have this extent perpendicular to path or full extents. So you can kind of see right now it's set to perpendicular to path. If I go to full extents, I'll get another error message, and I'm going to get a different result as I go back. It's trying to do the full extents, and in this example, it's not the best solution. So I'm going to keep it at perpendicular to path. Instead of full extents, it would try and keep it all the way as tall as it is here, all the way along the edge, and it just physically can't do that. And you can kind of see that's why we're getting that weird result. So we're going to do perpendicular to path. But anyways, that is how I ended up creating that sweep. Let's go ahead and mirror this really quick on this face here. We'll join that together, and we get this really interesting curved body that would be pretty difficult to do. I mean, you could probably do it with a loft and stuff like that, but you could see how quick it was to do with the sweep, and I was able to control that with that middle profile. Okay, so the next example is the sweep with surface. So, and I get this question quite a bit for like creating railings or balusters or whatever on spiral staircases. So what I have here is I just used the coil command to create this coil, basically. In fact, I'll just do one over here on the side so you can kind of see what I did here. You can change the shape of it, so you can make it circular, square, etc. So I just did a square section, and I specified the height and the diameter and all that kind of stuff. So I already did that for this, and then I created a profile of kind of like a railing, for example. I'll go ahead and do the sweep command, and let's just do a single path like normal. So what's our profile? I'll go ahead and select that. And then what's the path? I'll go ahead and select this. And you're going to see we're going to get an interesting result. It turned red, and the reason for that is it's because it's actually cutting into this other model. So I'm going to change this into new body so we can kind of visually see what's going on here. So as it's taking this profile and going around, you can see that it's actually kind of like twisting or rotating the profile to the point where this is actually the bottom. That's this flat part right here. And it's literally like upside down by the time it gets to the top, because there's nothing to kind of control the shape of it. It's trying to stay, the orientation is trying to stay perpendicular to that edge. If I say parallel, it doesn't even work, right? So I need to be able to, I want to control that this flat top surface kind of follows this flat top surface of the coil. And that is where path with guide surface comes into play. So we've already specified the profile. We've already specified the path, which is this edge here. And then I'm going to say guide surface. And I'm just going to select that top surface. And you can see now how this is staying vertical. And the top of our railing is staying, parallel to the top of this coil all the way to the very top. So this is a very powerful option in the sweep command, and that not a lot of people know about. So path with guide surface. I'll go ahead and say okay. We can turn off the coil body. We don't need that anymore. And now you can see the finished railing, for example. Okay, and then the last example we have in the sweep command is solid sweep. And so you can see here I have a body, the main block, and then I have this kind of like this cutter. You can kind of think of it as like a T-slot cutter. And I'm going to use this body and sweep it along a path. So if I come in here and say sweep, this time I'm going to select solid sweep. And what this allows you to do is to select a body. So I'm going to select that body there. It's asking for a path. I'll go ahead and select that path there. And you can see that it's literally using that shape and sweeping it along. So instead of a profile, it's actually using the solid model to sweep along. And this is actually a pretty cool option. There might be some scenarios where, for example, maybe you're doing some engraving of some text and you need to taper or draft that text, and you try and use the standard draft command, but it happens to fail, for example, because of some weird sharp corner. Well, you could literally model your V-bit as a three-dimensional object and then sweep or solid sweep that V-bit along the profile of the text to create that angled V-bit cutout, for example. So there's a quick overview of the power behind the sweep command, all the different options that are inside the sweep command. Give it a try, see what you think, and thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of upcoming videos. If you need help learning Fusion, visit my webpage at cadedllc.com. And as always, have fun learning Fusion.